You're watching Fugitive Red Eye, and welcome to another book review. Today I'll be reviewing the book Dangerous by Milo Yiannopoulos, which, although I do own the book physically, I actually listened to the Audible version on my way to and from Vegas. I listened to part of it on the way there and the rest of it on the way back. For those of you who don't know, Milo Yiannopoulos, he's a conservative provocateur, he's very trolly, and this is his sort of autobiography in a sense. In a way, I'd say it also is primarily a book that talks about just sort of the modern political and cultural landscape. Keep in mind this was written in like 2017, but the actual book itself is actually relatively short. The print edition only goes up to 256 pages. I would have read it with the actual print edition, but I have a lot less time to read nowadays. Just being busy with work, doing videos, other stuff here and there. Not to mention I already have several other books I'm physically reading. It was just easier to listen to it on the go while we were going to Vegas a few weeks back. But overall, this book was very fun. It had Milo's humor, his trademark narcissism, and cockiness, and just kind of being a dick. I loved it. It's very mean-spirited in a lot of ways, but it's also very, very real and raw, and I respect the hell out of it. I had a lot of fun reading this, and again, by reading I mean listening, but I will probably go back and read the print version later as well. The audiobook version actually claims that he went even further, so maybe that's actually longer. I'm not sure. Since I haven't read this, I can't really compare and contrast. But it is good to have the physical book, too, to have something to show during this review. One other thing of note is he is actually the one who read the audiobook version himself. There's not really a whole lot more to say. I know that this book wasn't carried in Barnes & Noble. I don't know if it still isn't. But I remember there was this whole big thing when it first came out that Milo, talked about how it wasn't at Barnes & Noble, yet Mein Kampf was. Overall, it's a good book if you're into conservative politics, if you're into people who are a little bit more on the trolley side. He's not nice, he's not clean, he's very vulgar, but that's what I love about him. He's very fun to me, and he's a very interesting guy. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about this one. There's not a lot more to say about it. He just kind of goes over the rise of cancel culture and a few other things here and there that are similarly linked. He talks about the rise of Donald Trump and, of course, a bunch of other contemporary politics at the time. So it is a good book. I quite enjoyed it. I've been getting a lot more into nonfiction recently. That tends to be what I've been liking to read and listen to. Though at the moment I am actually listening to the first Game of Thrones book. I'm also listening to an audiobook on YouTube this guy did of 1984. I've read 1984 before, obviously, but the audiobook I'm listening to is really good. Maybe I'll do a review of 1984 at some point, even though I've read it before. It is one of my favorite books, but regardless, that's a whole other topic. Dangerous was fun. I'd recommend it if you're into that sort of thing. Anyway, this has been Fugitive Red Eye. Have a good one. Toodles.
Curry sauce all over your anus. Delish.